going on, guys? I'm Dylan.
And I'm Travis.
We're the 406 Boys. This is a little intro to a video we're going to be making. We're going to Billings, which is out of town, a couple hours away from where we live. We're going to meet the director of a movie we're in right now, which is a part 3. We can't really say much, but we're going to be doing some behind the scenes of the movie and maybe interviewing the director of the movie. So if you like this, stay tuned, and we will be doing more about this video. Stay tuned, and welcome to this video. Stay tuned. Hey guys.
Hello.
So we're about to head to Eric's, the director of the movie, and like I said, we're gonna do just a tiny bit of behind the scenes, and I might interview him about the movie, like what his plans are for like release for you guys and where you can watch the movie. So stay tuned for that. So yeah,
Let's make a movie.
guys, we're here at the apartment of the director of this movie. We're going to interview him about the movie, so let's get right into it. Travis, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Please state your name and what you do for this project.
Hi, my name is Eric Veerthaler. I'm here with my lovable dog Simba. I'm the director, producer, actor, editor of Things That Piss Me Off, the movie 3, Dawn of the Flat Earth, Part 1.
So, tell us a little bit about your story about how you got into making this series.
So, it started when I was in early high school. My freshman year of high school was when I discovered Cinemassacre for the first time. I remember I knew of the Halloween video game for the Atari, so I just got curious and I wanted to look up reviews of it. The first thing that popped up, I believe, was the Angry Video Game Nerd episode. That was the first episode that I ever saw of AVGN. And then afterwards, I remember he came out with the Terminator 2 review. Then that was when I got really into Cinemassacre. Like, I remember I had like a full-on marathon of watching all of his videos. And then I remember that I discovered his series, You Know What's Bullshit. So I was inspired by his series, like, to pretty much create my own. And so that was when I created Things That Piss Me Off. It's pretty much a combo of both You Know What's Bullshit with AVGN.
Okay.
And so yeah, in 2009 was when I started the series, and the very first episode actually got played live on the radio. Like, the same radio station that I mentioned in the video played it live on the radio, and I remember everybody at school was talking about it, everybody was talking about it in town, and so then I remember I got a big boost in subscribers because of that. And the series went on for a long time. 2015, I decided to end it because I wanted to pursue other things.
Okay.
But then I decided to bring the series back in 2019, because of popularity and because I wanted to get my foot out there somehow. And I figured, hey, my Things That Piss Me Off series is the series of mine, like, that brings in the most views.
Okay.
And I live by the philosophy that you give the audience what they want.
Yeah.
And so I decided in 2021 that the series is popular enough where it warrants a feature-length film adaptation. I made the first movie in 2021, Things That Piss Me Off, Dinosaur Deniers, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, I did the sequel just a year later called Things That Piss Me Off, the movie 2, Rise of the JWs. Now I'm doing part 3.
What would you say are some improvements that you made with every new entry?
The editing, for certain, the acting, the directing, the production value. I mean, you look back on the first movie, like, yeah, I got it done. But yeah, it's very amateur, but I mean, to be fair, it was my first movie, and it was only made for a budget of $40, so, what do you expect? And this movie already has surpassed a budget of $2,000, so I guess that right there shows just how far I have come. And And yeah, I would say that I improved upon a lot of aspects, and and I would say that that's what filmmaking should be about. Filmmaking should be about growing with your craft, because so many filmmakers nowadays, not to mention any names, will go, "Oh, you just don't understand because you're racist," or something like that. But I think they're just being too defensive about it. Can Constructive criticism can be a good thing, because everything people complained about with the first movie, I improved upon it in the second movie, and now the consensus is that Rise of the JWs is significantly better. So yeah.
All right. So my next question is, what can your viewers or your subscribers expect from this movie that's different from your last movie?
So production value is going to be bigger. Just to be brutally honest, I used a cell phone for the first two movies. This one, I'm actually using an actual professional camera this time,
Okay.
with interchangeable lenses, a boom mic. We have more experienced actors. We might get a celebrity involved. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, definitely expect bigger production value. Overall, just expect a better movie from last time.
Not to give anything away, but can the viewers expect a handful of new characters?
Yep, you can, but I don't want to give away who the new characters are.
Of course.
What do you think about the overall lore of how the series transformed into a simple basically nitpicking about everyday stuff or whatever, to where it is now? Did you expect it to be this big? And if so, what are your thoughts on how it's transformed overall?
Well, it definitely has transformed over time, because I remember my very early episodes, I used a cheap home video camera that my parents got me. And I got the cheapest of editing software, because that's all that was available at that time. It always was planned to be a series. But for movie adaptations to be done with it, and for me to have a shot with SAG because of it, I never expected any of that. And I never thought about ever making a movie adaptation out of it. But then one day I joined a live stream of a subscriber who I had at that time. Since then, he vanished, but it's a shame. He was a huge fan of my channel, and then he brought up the idea that I should bring back the country music CD for Revenge, and I was like, that's a brilliant idea. And I'm like, with something that big, a character who hasn't been seen in over a decade, it shouldn't just be a short video. It should be epic. Something like that will warrant the return of that character. So that's when I thought, you know what, screw it, just make an entire movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not the first one who's made a movie adaptation out of their most popular series. I mean, AVGN did it. Fred did the same thing as well. I'm sure that there's been tons of other ones. But yeah, never once did I ever expect a movie adaptation of it. But, it's opened up a lot of doors. So.
Oh, for sure. So you've obviously had a lot of fans that have given popular feedback on not just the series, but the movie, or the movies. The first movie, they gave popular feedback. The second movie, even more popular feedback. Me, myself, I've seen the second movie probably 12 plus times. I'm not even joking. I watch that movie every so often now, and I love it, not just because I'm in it, but just because you've given me the option or the opportunity to act in these movies, and I appreciate that, and I love being in these movies. But my last question is, what advice do you have for young filmmakers out there that want to do what you're doing, if they're just starting out and they see what you're doing and they just, they even have just a cell phone and they want to make their own cheap movie, and they have an idea in mind, they have a story written, they just want to make their own movie, they have friends they can shoot it with. What's your advice that you can give them to do this, to get it done?
Well, my advice is surround yourself with like-minded people, like people who support what it is that you want. Like, I heard this a lot in high school. People will say, oh, pursuing movies, that's so unrealistic. But, you know, you can fail at what you don't love, so you might as well should do what it is that you do love. Going back to what I said, I filmed the first 2 movies with a cell phone. And so there really is no excuse. Like, you know, work your way from the bottom, then work your way to the top. Don't just start off at the top right away. Work your way up. And so yeah, you know, get a story in mind, get a script in mind. What makes my things that piss me off movies work, you know, with the whole cell phone thing, is like that they're self-aware spoofs. So I say it's much easier to do like a very, very low budget comedy, like self-aware and all that. You know, it just makes it work better with the material given, and then eventually work your way up, like, to moving away from stuff like that. And the big thing is, you know, don't let anybody get in your way, you know. If it's something that you are good at, you should pursue it, because the worst thing to happen is to have talent go to waste.
So do you have any closing remarks, like when we can expect this film to be out?
So I announced it on my YouTube channel, and this will be for people who haven't seen that video, and I totally get it. There will be people who will see that video and some who don't, but I was really hoping that this would be released this year in 2023, because the first movie was filmed and released the same year, the second movie as well. It was expected for it to be this movie as well. But there have been a few setbacks, like unfortunately my grandpa passed away, and of course family comes first. And now because of that, this new movie is now going to be dedicated to him now, and getting the celebrity involved, and, you know, working around people's schedules. And this one is so much grander in scale with more like visual effects and all that. So because of that, just to be brutally honest with you, it's looking like to be 2024.
Okay.
Will be the release date. If I were to guess when in 2024, either spring or into the summer.
Okay.
I mean, it would be cool to have this be a summer release.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first 2 movies were released for free on YouTube. This one, until I get monetized, it's not going to go on YouTube, because I've already spent over $2,000 of my own money on this movie, so I want to make money back. So what's going to happen is that there's going to be a premiere at Montana State University Billings at the main campus in the Petro Theater.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll have some of the props there, you know, as like a giveaway. And, you know, of course, we'll sign it as well. And DVD copies as well of the previous 2 movies and this one as well. So yeah, that will be huge to have an actual premiere this time. And if we do get the celebrity involved, we'll have him sign pictures and all that. Then afterwards, we're looking at putting it on Tubi or Amazon.
Well, thank you, Eric, for letting us conduct this interview. We can't wait for this movie to come out. We just can't wait to see this movie. We're definitely excited for it.
Thank you.
This is our interview with the director, producer, actor, editor, whatever you want, the Swiss Army knife of the whole project.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. So be looking out for that movie coming out sometime, probably spring, summer of next year. We will link his channel down in the description of this video. If you like that video and you want to see more videos like this video, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, turn on notifications to get notified when we make this video. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Travis.
We're the 4-6 boys. See you.